Hi guys, it's Christina here. I've just finished round two. I've just finished P2 and P3 of round two. Um, and so yeah, I've had my weigh in, and if you're on my Facebook page, you would have seen my photos already. So I've lost 10 kilos, a full 10 kilos this round, which is really good. I was pleased for that. I was hoping to get to that as at least a minimum goal. So I got there, so I'm happy with that. Um, yeah, something that I learnt about myself this round, and I think last round as well, was that I can be really good for those first 4 weeks, but then that last 2 weeks is really hard for me. And so I found myself cheating quite a lot. So the weight that I'm at today, I was just 200 grams off of the beginning of last week. So ideally, I should have been heaps more down this week, but I just found it so hard to stay pop in those last 2 weeks. So I kind of would go down, and then I would want to eat something, or there'd be a temptation. And so I would just snack on something little, and then I would go up, and then it would go down. And so it was just this yo-yo sort of thing for that last 2 weeks. So that's what's got me thinking about next time round. I'm thinking next time round I'm going to try just doing it for the 28 days. I'm thinking of starting on January 2nd, so that just after New Year's, and I've got January 2nd to start loading. Yeah, and then I'll conclude 28 days later at the end of the month. And see how I go with that shorter time period. I kind of think mentally I'll probably do a lot better, in the sense that I've only got 4 weeks. So by the time I'm after those first 2 weeks, I've only got another 2 weeks to go. So as opposed to you get past those first 2 weeks and it's like still another 4 weeks to go. And it just seems to take so long. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll get more off by being really super strict for a shorter amount of time. That's my hope. So I'll see how I go with that. I mean, I've still probably got another 6 rounds before I'm done. So, yeah, I've still got 60 kilos that I'm thinking about losing. So my next goal is to get down to, I'm currently 117.3 kilos. So my next goal is to get to 110. So that's another 7.5 kilos roughly to get off. And then at that point, that will be the weight that I came home from hospital at after having Marcella. So that's my first goal. My first goal is to get back to that weight before I started eating lots, because I was depressed and just needed to get through that time in my life. So yeah, and then after that, of course, my next goal is to get under the 100 mark. I'm so looking forward to that, and I will definitely be taking pictures of the scales that day. So yeah, so I've got probably another 6 rounds to go before I get all the way down to my goal weight. And yeah, my son's he's got a kitten. He's telling me it's actually a dog. You want to go show Daddy? Go show Daddy. Say woof woof, Daddy.
He's a kitten.
He's a dog.
He's a kitten.
He's a dog.
He's a kitten.
He's a dog.
He's a kitten.
Okay, he's a kitten. Meow. Go show Daddy. So I figure I've got within those 6 rounds a bit of an opportunity to kind of explore and work out what works best for me. And yeah, just see how I go. I mean, if it doesn't work and I don't lose as much weight, or if I'm feeling really good at that 4-week mark, I may even continue. So I'll just kind of see how I go, and plenty of time to experiment. The other thing that I wanted to say is that when I start next time, I'm actually thinking of starting a group, so that if anybody else wants to start January 2nd with me, I will open a private group at the moment, and then January 2nd I'll make it a secret group. So once you're in the group, that's it. If you miss out by January 2nd, the group will be closed and you can't get in it. But it'll be a secret group from then, and it'll hopefully give you the opportunity to say some of the things that you don't want to say in other groups, because you're not sure who can view them and who will be seeing it. So it'll give the opportunity to say, hey, today I lost 200 grams, or today I was not so great and I really struggled. Give me some tips, those sorts of things. It'll be a time to share and hopefully help spur each other on. So if you want to be in that group, let me know. Leave me a message on my Facebook page from Life Support to Life, or you can private message me, Christina Mathewson. But I'll put it up on my Facebook page a few times, and I'll probably include it in at least one of my blog posts when it starts coming up to that next round. So I will advertise it a little bit, so if you don't get onto it today, you will have a bit of an opportunity to be reminded to join. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how I went this round. It's funny, I take the pictures at the start of the round and I look at it at the end of the round and I think, oh, there's not really much difference. But then I put the two together and I go, oh, actually there is. I'm getting to that point where my stomach is just about the same, it's protruding just about as much as my bust, whereas before it was much bigger than my bust. And my bust I've lost, about 14 centimeters off my bust, so that's going to say something about how much I'm losing off my stomach as well, because my bust is shrinking and my stomach is shrinking. So yeah, I'm really excited about a number of things in regards to clothes. I like that my clothes are too big and I need to probably buy some more, but I'm holding off on that until I come back from America. Yeah, I leave in tomorrow's my last day to pack, so I leave Thursday morning, really, really, really early. So I'm a bit nervous about that. I know I'm not small enough for those seats. I've measured. I've researched them. They're like 17 inches. So it's going to be squashy and uncomfortable, and I feel very sorry for the person sitting next to me. I'm sorry. I tried my best to get more off, but it just wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I'm quite nervous about travelling. It's the first time I've been out of Australia, and it's the first time I've ever travelled on my own. So I'm a bit nervous about that. Hopefully it will all work out. So I just changed the money over, and it looks like Monopoly. So it looks very different to our money, and yeah, all of my kids said that's Monopoly money, but yeah, it's true currency. So I'm excited about that. And so because of that trip, I'm not going to do P4, or for some protocols P3. I'm not going to be doing that strictly. But I kind of figure because I have still so many rounds to go, it will be okay. And I'm not going to eat a lot. I'm probably, yeah, I will be fairly responsible. I'm not going to go crazy over there. So I'll give you an update when I come back on how much I gained or didn't gain. So I'll let you know. The other thing that I start doing once I've finished P2 is to get back into exercise. I so far am just walking at the moment. I did 5Ks today, which is my goal. My goal is to get to the point where I'm walking 5Ks every day, and I can pick up the speed on that. And so then I will have when I come back. I'm not going to start now, but when I come back, I'll get back into my running where I run for the first 20 minutes, but I run like at a minute. I run for a minute, rest for a minute, run for a minute, rest for a minute, and I do that for 10 minutes, and then I run for 30 seconds, and then I rest for 30 seconds, and I do that for another 10 minutes, and then I walk for another 40 minutes to make it up to a complete hour. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm also going to be starting T-Tap as well, so hopefully I'll find a video person over there, or when I get back. I don't know if they have them in America in their stores, whether they have the exercise T-Tap videos. If they do, I'll see if I can pick one up. But if they don't, I'll order one when I come back. So I'm planning on doing that, and I'm also looking at, in between this round, doing some weight training as well, because muscle burns fat. It's just the way it is. So the more muscle you have, the more fat or more energy, if you want to talk in calories, the more calories your body will use up just by being your body without actually doing anything. So yeah, I want to tone up and be physically strong, but also have a good muscle structure as well. Yeah, and I'm really keen to get into doing some yoga as well because I used to dance, so I did, jazz, tap, ballet, all that sort of stuff, and I really enjoyed it as a kid, as a teen, and so I want to get that flexibility back, and yeah, like I'd really enjoyed that, so I'd like to get back to that sort of stuff. I think that's it for today. I will be doing a blog post soon. Hopefully I'll get it out before I go, which will have all my stats of how many centimeters and where I lost weight and all that sort of stuff on there. Also, when I come back, do a blog post on my trip to America. So that'll be interesting. I'm so glad that I'm doing that trip 22 kilos lighter. I would have liked it to be more. I was hoping to get 30 off before. I was hoping to get back to my hospital weight before going, but I've tried really hard, and I'm pleased with how my body's done, so that's all I can ask. I think that's all I have to say today. Thank you all for following me and encouraging me and supporting me. It's so helpful to know that people are watching, and people are inspired by what I'm doing because, part of me sharing my story and sharing my journey is to inspire and encourage other people. So hopefully someone out there who thinks that they can't do it, can't take control of their life, can't take it all back, and make those dreams that they've had for so long come true. And part of those, to make your dreams come true, you need to be healthy. And so hopefully I'm inspiring someone out there to take the journey into becoming a healthier, fitter version of themselves. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. Ben will probably do a summing up of his experience of round one soon. Yeah, I look forward to hearing your stories. If you're doing HCG, or if you're not doing HCG, if you're doing something else like, high carb, high fat, low carb, and it's working really well for you, go. I'm really keen to hear your stories too. When I'm not on protocol, I do high fat, low carb to maintain, and that works really well for me so far. I'm also looking at doing the 5-2 in between rounds because of not just because of the additional maybe weight loss that it can give, but also because of the health benefits that come from when you're fasting. When you fast, your body doesn't produce new cells. It uses that time to go and repair old cells. So that's the reason I'm looking at the 5-2, along with, of course, I will be more than happy to receive any weight loss benefits it gives me, but my goal is actually to have the health benefits of it my body being able to take that time of not worrying about digestion and actually going back and repairing some of the damaged cells that I have in my body. My body's been through a lot in the last 16 months. So I can't ask more of it than it's actually doing, and it's doing it really well. Hey, Jenny. So, yeah, I will keep updates on how that's going as well. So, okay, that's me for now. Bye. Bye. You going to say bye?
Bye.
You say it again. Bye. Bye. Bye.